It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, we'll begin with one of those telephone scam alerts. The Wayne County Sheriff's Department says that it's been ongoing here for the past several days. And again, they warning people it's an Amazon scam. Please be aware of the telephone scam for Amazon. The scam artists are using the Amazon name to make you call a telephone number back. Please do not call the number back and give any information. If you have given any information to the scam artist, they ask that you please contact your local bank and report it. Again, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department advising everyone about this scam, get a telephone scam, and they're using the name Amazon. Again, they say if you've given any information to the scam artist, please contact your local bank and report it. On Wednesday afternoon at the Wayne County Farmers Market, a large crowd on hand to celebrate Perry Morgan for being named Jesup's new police chief. 1978 graduate of Wayne County High School, 40-plus year veteran of law enforcement. He and his family honored by the community yesterday at the Farmers Market. Morgan presented with proclamations from the county, state, and federal governments. At the end, Perry Morgan himself had a chance for comments, and here were his comments at the end of Wednesday's celebration.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity. Without God, there is not a chief. But second of all, I'd like to thank everybody that put forth to bring this presentation together. If Wayne County can come together for this presentation, Wayne County can come together to work as a team. My office will be open, but I don't want you to come in there with no BS. Make sure you got a valid complaint on the officer, because we do have body cams, we do have cameras in cars. So if you got a valid complaint, complain. But if you don't have a valid complaint, don't come. But I also like to thank, on the serious side, thank all our commissioners for putting faith in me to be Chief of Jesup, Georgia. Thank the city manager, thank our mayor, and thank all Jesup police officers and Georgia State Patrol. I'd like to thank all the chiefs that's present during this time. I'm looking forward to working with everybody here in Wayne County. Like I say, my office is open. I don't have a closed door policy for if you have a complaint. But this has been a long battle. But a lot of times when you fight the battle, you have to sit back and wait. They always say good things come to those who wait. And I have sat here waited and waited, and now my time has came. But I like to say to the people of Wayne County, like they say, the first should be last and the last should be first. And I just thank everybody for coming out and supporting me. And I'm looking forward to supporting the citizens of Jesup, Georgia and Wayne County. Thank you very much.
Yeah, once again, those comments of Perry Morgan, again, the new Jesup Police Chief. Again, the evening ended with a meal and fireworks. Again, Perry Morgan, the new City Police Chief of the City of Jesup. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Wayne County school year winding down. Graduation set for a week from this Friday, May 28th at 7:30. Approximately 325 graduates this year. Graduation is open. It will not be a ticketed event this year. They're going back to traditional graduation. They encourage masks, but they're not required. If you do not feel safe being around unmasked individuals, they'll have a seating area where masks will be required to sit. Gates will open next Friday at 6, and they ask that everyone be seated by 7:15. The final exams for seniors taking place today during regular block schedule, 1st and 3rd. May 21st will be 2nd and 4th block for the seniors. Again, tonight, Thursday, is an honor courting ceremony in the Benny Ratliff Arena. This is by invitation only. Approximately 125 invitations were handed out to the students May 3rd. Students who are invited should arrive to the auditorium by 5:30 p.m. tonight and bring their mask. Each student who was invited also received 4 tickets to invite 4 family members or friends. And tickets will be taken up entering the building tonight at the Benny Ratliff Arena. And this year's valedictorian is Lance Vickery, salutatorian Kush Patel. Again, graduation set for a week from tomorrow, Friday, May 28th at JC Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Wayne County Board of Education met Wednesday afternoon for a budget study session, as the plan is for the board to approve a tentative budget at their June 8th board meeting. Superintendent Dr. Sean Kelly and Chief Financial Officer R.J. Aldridge on hand to present the proposed budget, which comes in around $51 million, $1 million more than last year's budget. Here was Superintendent Dr. Sean Kelly discussing the upcoming budget for the school system.
I provided you guys with a budget consideration breakdown, a spreadsheet, So our fiscal year 22 budget for general is 51,121. Our revenue is 47,039. We mentioned that at the last meeting. So that gives us a difference of about $4,082,000 between what we think we're going to make and what we're budgeting to spend. And it's typically, the budget is typically very liberal with, so we budget high. Probably won't spend, if we spend $47 million of what we project budget, then it'll be, that'll be something that doesn't usually happen for Wayne County. We usually come in right at what our revenues are. So we have a fund equity of about $17 million. So if you take the $47 million in revenue and deduct $4 million out of our $17 million fund equity to balance the budget in theory, then we've got about a $12,917,000 fund equity if you look at numbers on paper and everything adding out to zero. Okay?
It's still well above what the state recommends.
Yes, ma'am. Okay? So the state, it's usually industry standard that you have anywhere between 12 to 15% of your budget in fund equity. Okay? So if you take 15% of our $51 million budget and take that, to a fund equity number, you're looking at about $7.6 million. Okay? That's if you want to stay at 15%. So, in theory, that gives us about $5.2 million of fund equity to spend outside of that $51 million budget, if you so choose. Okay? Now, from what I understand, 15% is not usually the norm for Wayne County. We like to be a little bit higher than that just to make sure that things are good. So I put some things to consider with regard to the budget, and one of them is the James E. Bacon project at $21.2 million. Okay. One of the reason we did that is because with the James E. Bacon project being more than what we thought it was going to be in the beginning, we need to make sure that we have a little bit of money somewhere in case we need to, pay some bills along the way, because it's, a lot more costly of a project. So I also wanted you to be aware that in that GMP, there is not numbers for what we call soft costs, like furniture, testing of the soil, technology, travel for different folks, printing, surveys, architect, engineering fees. So, you also have the track project that's $2 million. So all of those things we're looking at in the capital outlay, budget. Okay? Because it's so large, because of the James E. Bacon number, we are wanting to give you information, so that we can be conservative as we move through the next fiscal year, so that we pay attention to trends and see how things are developing, so that we can make sure that we can pay the bills, for lack of a better way of saying it, for James E. Bacon.
Again, those comments of Dr. Sean Kelly. Looking at the budget, the board members were reminded that 85% of the budget is made up of salaries, taxes, health insurance, workers' compensation, and teachers' retirement. That's about 43 of the $51 million school budget. Then there's 3% for custodial staff and security guards at athletic events, 3% of the budget for utilities and phone expense, 3% for supplies. Once again, the budget being proposed at $51,121,000. After the budget items, Dr. Kelly explains, then there's the wish list at every school, as every school asks for certain items for their individual school. That list wish roughly comes to $1.8 million, and the superintendent and the board get to decide which of those wish list items will be added to the budget. One interesting part of the conversation yesterday was the softball field, the one in improvements to that facility, roughly $312,000 worth of improvements. Ray Davison again asked the question, what's the future as far as building a new stadium, softball complex and baseball complex and football stadium across the street from the high school? Davison asked, is it smart to spend $300,000+ to improve a facility if the plan is to build a new facility across the street from the high school? Davison says he wants to form a committee. Several people from each district get input on what the community thinks is best for the future. All agreed to accomplish that. It will take an East Bluff to get that athletic complex. but there apparently is failure to communicate when it comes to the softball field because the fence has been taken down around the field and the backstop is gone. Chairman Nick Ellis says no one came to the board and got that approved. He says all improvements to facilities have to have board approval. Dr. Kelly says in the future that will not be a problem. We'll have more on the discussion about facilities later in the week. Personnel approved on Wednesday, certified recommendations: Sadie Collier, Wayne County High School; Randall Harvey, Wayne County High School; Savannah Robinson, Wayne County High School. Certified transfers: Editha Kersey, Martha Puckett Middle School to James E. Bacon; Amanda Phelps, Scriven Elementary to Wayne County High School as an assistant principal. Certified resignations: Barrett Browning, James E. Bacon; Daniel Duncan, Wayne County High School; Aaron Lamb, Arthur Williams Middle School. Classified recommendation for Linda Johnson, Arthur Williams Middle School. Classified transfers: Tammy Anderson, James E. Bacon, Parapro to Jesup Elementary; Parapro, Betty Dennison, Arthur Williams Middle School; Parapro to Arthur Williams Middle School. Bookkeeper: and Melissa Wingate, Martha Puckett Middle School; Parapro to James E. Bacon, Parapro. Again, that personnel approved at yesterday's board meeting. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes news: couple events this Saturday. 7th Annual Hospice South Georgia Ride for Hospice will be held Saturday. Again, the registration begins at 8 a.m. at Hospice of South Georgia, office located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard. First rider out at 10 a.m. Light breakfast will be served during registration. Lunch will be served following the ride. Cost is $20 per bike and $5 for passengers. Charity run will leave from the Hospice of South Georgia office and end at the Jesup VFW post for lunch. And the winner of the 50/50 raffle will split the cash with Hospice of South Georgia, and the rider must be present to win. There's drawings for other prizes, including motorcycle accessories, gift cards, and other prizes will take place after lunch. Tickets for those door prizes are $3 each, 4 for $10 or 6 for $15. Need more information, contact Jim Poindexter at 294-5373 or Kerry Starling at 588-0080. And the fundraisers to benefit Hospice South Georgia's Inpatient Unit Building Fund. Also this Saturday at the Lake Grace, the FCA Fellowship Christian Athletes hosting an event entitled Grace by the Lake, which will be a concert led by the FCA band with guest speaker Ray Townsend at the Lake Grace Pavilion side. Again, it's a free event, public invited. They ask that you bring a lawn chair. Donations will be appreciated. Once again, the event taking place Saturday, 7 p.m. at Lake Grace. Again, guest speaker Ray Townsend, high school senior, member of the high school baseball team. Once again, the public invited to attend the FCA event Saturday, 7 p.m. at Lake Grace. And finally, don't forget the Chamber of Commerce gearing up for their 12th annual Taste of Wayne event. Going to take place Thursday, June the 3rd at the Under the Chandelier, which is located on Highway 301. The event this year is having a casino night theme, all types of casino games. There will be live and silent auction items, great food and from various local restaurants. Tickets on sale at the Chamber. Again, the number to call, 427-2028. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.